Good morning, guys. It is Monday morning, the 2nd of January, 2017. And I have had a very late start to the morning. I stayed up way too late last night watching my favorite show, but it was my last night to really kind of just stay up late and not have to worry about getting up early because tomorrow it starts back for school. So almost noon. It's 11:38. We've been up since 9 something. The kids were up before me because school starts back tomorrow and got to get back to reality. So I enjoyed that last night, but now we've had a late start to the day. So I've already had 1 cup of coffee in my Keurig because I have one. I had just gotten a pouch of K-cups for it, so I want to finish those up first. But I wanted to show you guys the Christmas present that I got from my husband, and it was this Ninja coffee bar. If you watched our Christmas morning, I didn't look too super thrilled about this because like a week or so before we had been watching a commercial about the Ninja coffee bar, and he asked if I would be interested in that, and I specifically said no, I did not want another coffee maker. And then he got it anyways because he had started watching a bunch of review videos and thought it looked really neat, and he just was convinced that I would like it. So we've had it out now for about a week, and we've been using it here and there, and I do actually like it. It's not the most perfect thing ever, but it has its, when you're using a Keurig, I mean, they're completely different. The Keurig, the difference between it is you get instant coffee. You do have to wait for the machine to warm up, which takes a few minutes, but then once it's good to go, your coffee is ready within less than a minute. With this thing, it does take a little bit longer, but I am liking the idea of not having to buy K-cups anymore. So very excited about that. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how easy it is. But you do have to make sure you set aside time. Like, it can't be a thing where it's like, I need a cup of coffee before I run out the door, because it does take a little bit of time for it to brew. So I'm going to go ahead and just make a cup, and I'm going to fold this down. And actually, you know what? The cup I'm using, oh no, it does fit. Okay, good. So another thing I've noticed about it that I'm not super duper happy about is if you use a shorter cup. So say like a standard size, let me show you the difference here, coffee cup, there is a lot of splatter from the drip, and I wasn't super thrilled about that. So luckily my favorite coffee cup is bigger. I like a bigger coffee cup anyways. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And the other issue I have with it is it comes with this filter, and we've had other coffee machines. We have a Cuisinart that grinds the coffee beans for you, stores them. It's really, really neat. We just got tired of having to clean out the thing all the time, so that's why we went back to our regular old Mr. Coffee. But we have the Cuisinart up in our attic, so who knows, when we get bored, we might bring it down again. But this one, and we've never had this issue before. Sorry, I got a little sidetracked. But with the Cuisinart filter, you don't have to use any other filters, and it makes the coffee really nice. With this one, for some reason, there are there's grit or whatever in the bottom, I guess coffee grounds in the bottom of your coffee cup. So that's another issue. I don't know what the deal is. It's super fine. I don't know why any coffee is getting through there when it brews, but it does. So luckily, I have made cold brew in the past, and I happened to purchase some of these to have on hand for making cold brew. So luckily I was already prepared for my Ninja coffee bar. So I suggest using these with it. Not only does it keep the coffee grounds out of your coffee cup, but it just makes the cleanup a lot easier. Instead of having to take this over to you, empty out the coffee grounds, take it over to your sink, and rinse it out every single time you want to make coffee. So that is one thing you have to buy, or you don't have to, but for my preference, you have to have these, and they're shaped like this. You could probably use a regular coffee filter, but I just happen to have these on hand. So Open it up, and let's see here. Stick it down in there. And my husband bought this for me to go with the coffee maker. So I'm just going to open this up. And the one thing I do like is it comes with this scoop. So, and it shows you, come on, focus. Ooh. Oh, it's upside down anyways. Okay, so it shows a little coffee mug, so you do 2 to 3 scoops for a coffee mug, or for a travel mug, you do 3 to 4 scoops on this side, and then on the other side, there's a bigger scoop, and this is for the carafe, or carafe, however you want to say it. So for half of one, you do 2 to 3 scoops, and for a full one, you do 4 to 6. The other issue I have is it does not have a full-size carafe. It only makes enough for about 3 to 4 cups of coffee. It's not like the 12 cup, or 12, it says cup, but you never really get that many out of it. So it's just not as big as our Mr. Coffee. So that's the other issue I have. But honestly, it's like, how much coffee do you need? And if you really needed one more cup of coffee, you could just make your quick mug like I'm about to do now. So I'm going to take my scoop, the smaller end, and I'm going to do, I like to just do 2, because this does make a strong coffee even on the classic brew. So, sorry, I'm kind of mumbling. I'm very tired still. So I need one more cup of coffee to get me through. So, just pour that in. The other thing, okay, so now let's, real quick, just scoop that back in. Very easy, but I'm out of water. So you just twist this off, very easy, pull it off, and then it has the lid that opens up to get water. So I'm going to get water and I will be right back. Okay, so I just filled up the water reservoir with cold water. So you just kind of set it down in there and just twist until it clicks. Very easy. It doesn't matter where you have it on there, it'll always go in. So water's in there, coffee's in there. Now, the thing I really do like, I really do love the way it looks. I love the stainless steel. We have a very old kitchen, vintage kitchen, and we actually have always kind of been anti-stainless steel just because we don't usually like to go with what everyone's doing. But as I'm about to show you, I've just wound up with a bunch of stainless steel stuff, and it started because of this Ninja coffee bar. So, I love the way it looks. I love the lines. It actually kind of gives it kind of a vintage, retro 50s look, and then the chrome, it's just really neat looking. So, it has very bright lights on it, I guess. So, we had it on it was just Sunday yesterday, so we made a full carafe of coffee, carafe, however you say that. I don't really know how to say that. So, I'm going to switch it over to a cup. And then you have the choice between a classic brew, rich brew, which is very, very strong. So if you like your coffee super strong, go with that. And then you can do an over ice brew, which I have not tried yet. And then a specialty brew, which I have also not tried yet. And then it has a clean button, which is really nice. I'm excited to try that out because the Keurig, you just put the vinegar in and you keep running it through. So I'm interested to see what's different about this one. And then right here, it has drip and then stop drip, because this thing does kind of continue to drip for a long time. So if you're really just wanting that cup of coffee now, you can stop it, and then once it's stopped, the little light comes on where it says drip stop. So that's kind of neat. So then I'm going to push classic brew. I don't know if you can hear that click, but it clicks. It just, I don't know, the whole thing just feels really nice. So now I get to wait 5 minutes or so for this cup of coffee to make. It's a little slow, but it does make a good cup of coffee. It says that it makes the best cup of coffee ever. I don't know if it's the best cup of coffee ever, but it's good. So while that's brewing, I don't know if you can hear that. Pretty much just sounds like a regular old coffee maker. So, and there it goes. And it has 2 holes on the left and right that it drips out of. So that's why I definitely recommend a taller coffee cup for this, because there's a lot of, like, especially once the cup starts filling up, there's a lot of backsplash from it. So that's gonna get going here. So, show you a couple of the new additions to our kitchen. We got a new garbage can, which I have not taken the paper off yet, and it's the Threshold stainless steel trash can, fingerprint resistant, and you push on the foot thing and then it slowly comes back down, which is really nice. I was looking at the touchless trash can. You don't have to touch it or anything. It just it has a sensor that you wave your hand over or whatever, and then it opens. You put the garbage in. I thought that was really super neat. But then I found a video on YouTube where the motor had gone crazy and the lid kept opening over and over and over. So I was like, let's just go with the classic non-mechanical. I don't have to worry about really any parts breaking or anything or motors going crazy. So I did that, got that. That was an upgrade because our garbage used to be under our sink, and we always had to open the door, and the door is really hard to open, especially when you have garbage in your hand. I was just tired of it. I was over it. So I wanted just a nice looking garbage can. So that was an addition to the kitchen. And then this is our newest addition. So my husband had gotten me a pair of slippers for Christmas, and I didn't actually need a pair of slippers for Christmas, so I took them back. And what I really wanted for Christmas was a new toaster oven. And I happened to, right when I returned the slippers, I went over and just decided to see if there was anything on sale. And this was on sale for 50% off. Normally $50. It was on sale for $25, and the slippers were $20. So for $5 more, I was able to get a brand new toaster oven. So very excited about that. So our last one was a Black & Decker. It was Grandma and Grandpa's. And it still worked. It was just very old looking, and it was like a white or a cream, and it started to get really discolored. I have no idea why. So it was just time to upgrade. So we got this guy. Still trying to figure out all of the knobs. It's quite different. There's a lot more involved with this one. But it dings when it's done. Seems to toast really good. And the last one, we would, like, if we had English muffins, we like our English muffins very crispy. We would have to have it all the way on high, and we'd have to, what I had to do was I toasted it on high, then I turned it to low and toasted it again to get the right thing. But on this one, it was a one-shot deal. Got the English muffins perfect. So yeah, so we really like that. So those are our newest additions. So now we have 3 stainless steel small appliances, well, 2 small appliances, and then the garbage can. So it's finally done. I don't know how long that's been. I'll have to look at the video and see how long that took. But it beeps at you when it's done, which is kind of nice. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's still dripping. So if you really want your coffee right now, you would just turn the drip stop on and you can get your coffee. So that's that. I'm going to put my creamer in, and I'm going to go sit down and edit some videos and keep watching YouTube and keep trying to just wake up and get the day going and just enjoy this last day home with the kids home. They're playing. There's Danny Boy down playing with his cars and his trains. We're just hanging out today. Hi. Enjoying our last day. The house is a mess. Oh, another thing I have to show you guys. Totally forgot, because there's these bags over here. We got new curtains. So we took down Grandma's old curtains. It was kind of sad. We believe the rods had been up possibly since the 60s. I'm not really sure. They looked like they were like from the 80s or something. But, and the curtains were from the 80s. They were JCPenney curtains. And we actually really liked them because they had a retro look, and we really like the retro mid-century modern look, but the curtain rods had gotten so brittle. Some of the plastic hook things that you put the hooks through the curtains had started to fall apart. It was just time to get new curtains. So we found these rods. The rods we really want are from West Elm. They're the mid-century modern rods, but they're $109 a piece. And we just cannot do that. As much as we want them and as much as they would go with the house, like they would especially go with this table that has the gold on the bottom. It's totally mid-century modern. We just can't bring ourselves to spend $109 on 2 rods. So it'd be $218. So we found these at Ross. They were like $13 a piece, and they just have this wood ball thing on the end, and they're just a dark color rod. And then we've been searching high and low for a curtain that kind of has a retro look to it. And we found these at Kohl's, and they're the Sonoma. Hey, hi. Hi. And they have this, I don't know what it is. It just kind of looks retro. So, and then I ordered blinds. So we have this like curtain sheer type thing that Grandma had up, but it's time to upgrade to blinds. So those are coming from Home Depot, and they won't be here until close to the end of the month. So
we need a new one because our cats scratched holes.
Yeah, there's holes in there. And they're just old.
And we need some new of these blind things.
Yeah. So, but I went to Kohl's, I went to Ross, and I went to Target. And Marshall's, because Marshall's started selling curtains again. And we actually found, it's really sad, we found at Ross, I just ran across these, and these are a total retro look, and we love them. And we like the color, we got them hung up, and they weren't wide enough to fit this. We have a really big window. So it's really, really sad, and since it's a Ross, I just have a funny feeling I'm not going to be able to find anything wide enough that looks like that. But I'm going to keep looking, so I might return those to Kohl's. But if not, we're keeping these, because that was the closest thing we could find.
And this is our Halloween bag when we have to go trick-or-treating.
That's all the stuff out of my old van that I took out when we traded it in, so I'm ready to put this stuff back into the Volvo now, and it's just a bunch of, it's like a blanket, and this is my window protector thing for the summer, or windshield dash, there we go. And then a bunch of just car stuff I like to have on hand.
We have this picnic blanket when we have to, in the summertime we take this picnic blanket, we take this on a trip when we have to go to my dad's company barbecue.
Yeah. So, we've been doing a lot of shopping and a lot of adding things to the house. So, it's a new year and time to start investing a little bit of money into the house. We've got a ton of projects we're doing this summer. But this is just a few little things we're doing right now. What are you doing?
Fishy.
Oh, fishy. Okay, I'm going to grab my cup of coffee and go sit down.